Hello ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven, and welcome to FTL, Faster Than Light. FTL is a roguelike space exploration game, which many of you probably have heard of, but some of you might not. It is a very fun game. Came out, as you can see from the copyright notice, about a year or two ago, but just today, as of the 3rd, it has a new free expansion update that came out. Not only does this expansion update add new content, it improves a lot of the UI and other stuff that already existed, and if you like Binding of Isaac, think of it like Wrath of the Lamb, the expansion for Binding of Isaac, in that it integrates the content throughout the entire game. It isn't a special section of the game or something like a regular expansion might be, and it adds content that everybody will experience. As I said, this is a free expansion. Also, I think this coincides with their iPad release of the game, which is the full version. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start a new game. Now, first off, I want to warn you, I'm pretty terrible at this game. Advanced Edition content, we're going to go ahead and enable that. New systems, weapons, an alien race, and more, recommended for experienced players, of which I am not one. So this is probably going to be a terrible run, but we're going to see what happens. Now you could go for a ship. This is your ship list. Here you get a summary of all your achievements and see your progress on unlocking playable ships. For veteran players of FTL, you'll see there are some changes from the original style. To unlock a new ship, you have two options. Find and complete a unique quest within the game world. This will often start in the home world sectors. Alternatively, beat the game with the previous ship in the list to unlock the next. Hover over the ship to get details. This is very cool. I actually had unlocked 3 ships because you start with the first one unlocked, and this means if I want to get this ship here, if I beat the game with the NG Cruiser type NG Cruiser, I'll unlock the Federation Cruiser, and then you can move on and unlock more and more. And if I want the Stealth Cruiser, I just need to beat the game with the Rock Cruiser. So this is pretty cool. You can also alternate the types. I don't have all the types unlocked for all the ships, but there are multiple types, and what this does is it changes the layout of the ship itself and what your starting crew is. Well, not the layout of the ship, I should say, some of your starting technology. There are also 2 cruisers here. The Lanius Cruiser. Entice the Lanius with a valuable fleet. Unlock 4 ships in addition to the Kestrel Cruiser to unlock this ship. So if I unlock one more cruiser, I get one more ship, I get the Lanius Cruiser. That's cool. And an unidentified cruiser. Travel to the lost sector of the galaxy to find this powerful vessel. Alt unlock. Defeat the flagship with Type A and Type B of every other ship, including the Lanius Cruiser. So that's going to take a bit to unlock, and I'm probably not going to achieve that. Now, what do we want to use? The Kestrel Cruiser is the basic cruiser. It is what you start the game with. It's got pretty well balanced specs, doesn't specialize in anything too much, and it comes with a human crew. Then you have the NG Cruiser. Although it's a pile of junk loosely held together, the well-designed ship relies on drones and ion weaponry. So that means you won't have many direct attacking abilities, but you will be using more tactics like drones and things like that, rather than missiles. And you'll also have an NG crew, and NGs have their own special ability. NG is a race in this universe. Then we can use the Slug Cruiser, designed for use inside nebulas. This cruiser lacks sensors and instead relies on the guile and cunning of the slugs. What its main advantage is that the slugs are basically the sensors of your ship also. They're psychic. It's a very interesting mechanic. We'll go into that if we choose the ship. The Rock Cruiser Type A is similar to its designers. The super dense behemoth uses brute force to overwhelm its foes. The Rock people are also an alien race. They're very powerful, they're very useful. I think I'm going to go ahead and choose the Kestrel because this is a first video, so we might as well go for an all-around spec. Now, you have here humans. Their special ability is their skills improve slightly faster. We start with 2 weapons, the Artemis Missile, which you can see all the stats there, but I'll explain the stats as we play, and the Burst Laser, which is our main gun. We have no drones, and we have no augmentations. Here's the basic power supply that our ship's going through, but I'll explain that more later. V is for victory, and these are for achievements you can get per ship. Obviously, I have none. So, what we're going to do is rename some of these characters. Our first character, It's going to be Roscoe. Those of you who have seen my Spiral Knights videos may recognize the name. Next, we're going to rename this character to Kaluni, which is a name I commonly use for female characters in MMOs because it is the Draenei version of the name Felorix, which is the main I've almost always used in World of Warcraft, who most of my friends know me as Felorix. So, or Lamar, of course. So this is our crew. I'm going to put on normal difficulty. I have never beaten this game, even on easy. So just for that, let's put that out of the way. And we're going to name this the Final Haven. So we have our ship, we have our crew, we have our weapons. Let's stop doing all this nonsense and start it up. Data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore every sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Tip: health. Pay attention to your crew's health. Use the medbay to keep them patched up. The medbay is here. We actually don't need it right now, so we can shut the power off of it. So you right-click and you turn the power off. I'm going to go ahead and divert that power to the engines, and you'll see our maximum power here, and then I'm going to preload the weapons so they're ready and powered up. Now right now we automatically have our crew set up. Kaluni is here in the engine room, Felorix is here in the weapons room, and Roscoe is here in the pilot room. You always need at least one person in the pilot to be able to jump forward into another area. So we're going to go ahead and do that. From here we can see where we can go, and if you see the yellow dots that go from the area, that shows where we can travel from that sector that we visit. So the distress signal is here and a store is here. Now the store uses scrap, which we only have 10 of. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go here, to here, to here, to the store. You want to explore a lot early in the game because that's when it tends to be the easiest to do so. Alright. You have jumped in the aftermath of what seems to have been a brutal exchange between several ships. Wreckage drifts by your screens, and you can still see the remains of the dying ships sparking and breaking apart. It's hard to determine who the combatants were without closer investigation. We can investigate or ignore. I think I'm going to investigate. You scan the battlefield and are able to salvage some useful material from the wreckage. So we got 4 fuel, 1 drone part, you can see these up here, and 9 scrap. So that was a completely safe gain of resources, which is amazing. So keep an eye on the left side of the screen when we're doing this beacon map, because you're going to see something special in just a bit. But we're going to move on. Scans show remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. The ship hastily messages you, "Stay out of this or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on..." So do we attack the pirates or do we leave them? I think we're going to attack them. It's a pirate rigger, relationship neutral. It's only got 1 shield, and we can see how much hull it has. And here's all of its parts or systems on its ship. So I'm going to say attack the pirates. You asked for it. They pull away from the planet and move to engage. Now we can actually see what their ship looks like, and here's why that's important. I'm going to pause the game. First, they have a drone. Enemy combat drone repeatedly attacks your ship. Can be shut down by damaging the enemy ship's drone system. And here's where we get to the meat of the game. We choose where we're going to attack using our various weapons. Now, missiles require missiles. The Artemis will require us to use missiles, so it's a consumable resource. We don't want to use it just yet. Now, it would pierce the shield and not damage it, but damage one of the systems and the hull directly. But I prefer to use a laser on not the shield system, let's do it on the weapon system. So, in the meantime, we're going to get shot at randomly by this. And you saw there was these little up arrows that appeared over here. Oops. Looks like we took some damage, but that's okay, that happens. What you saw there was 3 shots from the burst laser, which is specifically what it says here. Shots per charge, 3. Normal damage of just 1 per shot. Possibly can cause fire. Now, I don't know if it caused fire, because we can't see that. We don't have sensors good enough to see inside their ship. But we do know that their weapons are damaged to the point where they can't use them. The drone, however, is still active, so I'm going to shoot their drone next. Now, we've taken hull damage, but this can be repaired, especially at the shop. So we're not going to worry about that for now. What we're going to worry about is keeping our shields high enough that the drone can't get through them, because it doesn't fire fast enough to beat our shield regeneration rate. Now you saw the up arrows over here, and that's because, especially right there, from the weapons, that was every time that you do, your characters do something right that involves their system. Oops, their weapons recharge pretty quickly because we missed. I'm going to go ahead and target their weapon systems again. Anytime your crew members do something that involves their station that works, they get a bonus or an increase in the skill. Alright, we give up. We're terrible at this pirating thing anyway. We can get 4 fuel, 4 missiles, and 9 scrap, or we can just kill them. I think I'm ready to let them go. That's a good enough deal. And although we could easily win, I don't want to take any more unnecessary damage. Now, we took damage to our door system. That means our doors cannot be controlled. That isn't good. I would want those repaired. So what I'm going to do is send Philorix over here, and he's going to repair the door system. Now, that won't repair the hull. Our hull integrity is going to stay the same. It's just going to repair that system. And you can see down here that it's increasing because he's fixing it. And once it's fixed, boom, we have control of the door system again. Now, there was temporarily a little yellow thing. That means you increase the level of that system by having someone there. It's not necessary, but you can get more than 3 members of your crew. So we'll discuss that a little later. Now, see this little red thing that's popping up? That's starting to get closer, little arrows indicating that? That is the rebel fleet that wants to kill us. Every time we jump, they get closer and closer to taking more and more of this system. So you have to stay ahead of the fleet. That's why we're going to be moving to this distress beacon. Now, all the distress beacon tells us is someone's in danger here. It doesn't say what's going on. You find the source of the distress call, a small research station. It appears a small laboratory fire got out of control and is threatening to destroy the station. Their fire suppression system is not responding. Do I send my crew in a shuttle to help them out? Do I dock and try and rescue the survivors, or do I leave? I'm going to dock and try and rescue survivors. If I send people into the fire, it's very risky and they could die. So if we dock, it's less likely we will. Pull up alongside the station and cut through their hull. You are able to rescue a few survivors, but many more are lost. One of the survivors offers to join your crew and you offload the rest on the nearby station. We got 9 scrap and Jones, the rock person. So if I go to ship and crew, we can look up more info on Jones. Dr. Jones, the Rockman. The Rockman of Rakos 4 are rarely seen and are known for their fortitude. He's immune to fire, his movement speed is halved, so we need to move him somewhere either centralized or just somewhere we won't take him out of. And his health is increased to 150 as opposed to 100. Now you can see the crew skills, he doesn't have any, and you can see my crew is starting to increase their skills ever so slightly. So I am going to accept, and I'm going to move this rock guy over to the shields, because it's central enough to the ship they can get anywhere else fairly quickly if he has to, and I just like having the shield regeneration rate improved, which is what he will do there. So now we move on to the store. We only have 37 scrap, so it's not much. But a transmission from a nearby planet indicates a post below which offers supplies to travelers. You send an away party, check it out. So here's what they've got. With this expansion, you also have like an extra page of more stuff to buy, so shops are even more useful than they used to be. So we can get drone control, a new system, cloaking, a new system, or mind control, temporarily turn enemies and allies, another expansion specific item. Now we can't afford any of these, but if you want to use drones, you have to have a drone control in your ship. A lot of all the ships that start with drone stuff have a drone control on them. Cloaking is very useful. It adds a great deal of evasion and it prevents the enemy ship from locking onto you with their weapons while you have the cloaking up. So that's something you really want to eventually get. Mind control, if you can see the enemies, then you can take a lot of advantage of that, because there's also a system where you can teleport your crew onto the enemy ship. This breaks out the middleman. Now you have people who are actually expendable on their ship. And you have 2 different types of drones that you can use. On here, you have scrap recovery on. Our augmentations are just passive effects, usually, on your ship. This will allow you to collect 10% more scrap, very useful. FTL jammer, I can word good. Scramble enemy ships' FTL computers, they're faster than light computers, doubling the time it takes for them to jump. Because the enemy ships can just jump away and get away from you. You can do the same if your FTL drive charges up. So they also have weapons. They have a flak gun, which I think is a new gun as well, hull laser, and a stun bomb. Stun bombs use missiles. Hull laser is very useful. It's a powerful counterpart to the Hull Masher Mark I, fires more projectiles per shot, so it requires 3 power though. It has 15 seconds of charge time, 3 shots, Normal damage of 1, low fire, low breach chance, but 2 times damage on systemless rooms. So if you use this to target a systemless room, it'll actually deal like 6 damage if all of the shots hit. Now, there's nothing here I really want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy fuel. I'm going to fix my ship, and I'll buy 2 missiles. And that'll be good for me. So we're going to jump away. And I think we're going to go here because they're starting to catch up pretty quickly. The rebels are about to gain control of this beacon. It even tells you that that's about to happen. So that's very useful. So jumping ahead. Bing bang zoom. Your ship is hailed. This is an automated message. Resisting our takeover is pointless. Prepare to die. Appears the rebel ship is run by an AI. Auto-assault rebel ship. Ship starts to power up its FTL drive. If it gets away, there's no doubt warn the fleet of your position, which means the fleet will be faster in this sector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my missile, which is on 1, I'm going to target their engines, and then 2, I'm going to target, with my laser, I'm going to target their weapons. Both are important to get. It also has a drone, but I'm more worried about its weapon, whatever that is, than I am its drone at the moment. Alright, we took out their engine and we took out their weapons. They're no longer a threat until those get repaired. Now, because it's a drone ship, it might take them longer to get repaired. Enemy FTL delayed. The faster than light travel is delayed because we hit their engines. But this is the actual pilot room, so that's what we need to be concerned with. And boom, we dealt enough damage to destroy the ship. Ship breaks apart and feel relief and knowledge that you will hopefully still be 1 step ahead of the fleet. 2 fuel, 1 drone, 7 scrap. So we're good. Let's jump on ahead. I'm gonna go to here so I can go to here, then to heat. Oh, no, see what happens if I go there? I'd have to come back. That's not good. So I'm gonna go here, then I think here. Ooh, no, don't want to do that. It's good to plan ahead. So I'll go here, then here, then here, then we'll head to the exit. Alright, you come across a pirate in hot pursuit of an unidentified ship. You will quickly receive a transmission from the pirate. Stay out of this fight and we'll make it worth your while. Accept their bribe of 3 fuel, 1 drone, and 9 scrap, but try to be a hero. It's a pirate outrider. It's got very low hull. I think we can take them. Let's try to be a hero. Pirate ship stops its pursuit and locks weapons on your ship. So I'm going to go ahead and target their weapons. So you should notice that your crew has health. Right now, my crew hasn't taken any damage, but weapon fire on areas where your crew is, and attacks from other crew boarding your ship all hurt your crew. And also losing oxygen hurts your crew. We haven't had to deal with that yet. Fine, our previous officer was not generous enough. Here, let's improve it. I'd get 5 missiles, 4 fuel, and 8 scrap. I think we can get better by destroying them. Dirty pirates. So I'm actually going to target their engine room because I don't want them to run, but they're repairing their weapons quite a bit. So it's possible that's a threat, but I don't think I'm terribly worried. They haven't been able to break through my shield because they have a single shot gun. Now when you hit a shield on an enemy on your own or an enemy ship, this is important to note, we got 21 scrap from doing that. The pirate's victim quickly jumps away before you have a chance to speak with them. So we didn't get anything from the people we saved. That's no big deal. The point I wanted to make is we only have 1 shield here, current shield status, but that will protect us from any 1 shot. If it's a shot deals 5 damage or a shot deals 1 damage, it'll protect us from 1 shot. Now, how do you improve that? You go to ship, and you see the systems. Our ship shields, every 2 levels we get a new shield barrier, so only giving it 1 point is pointless. You need to give it 2. However, you also need the power to make up for the extra thing you would get from that, which is right here. You increase your reactor, which, as you can see, there's a lot of points you can put into this. So you can improve any of your systems or subsystems, but you do have a limit of how many systems you can have on a ship. Like, see, there's a limit of 4, but there's like 5 or 6 subsystems in the game. So you have to decide, do you want to spend your scrap on new weapons, crewmates, augmentations at a store, or do you want to use them on your ship to upgrade it, or do you want to spend it on repairing your ship? These are all important factors to worry about. So I said I'd go here, then here, then here, right? I think that's good. Your jump leads to a remarkable binary star system. The view is beautiful, but there's nothing else around. This happens sometimes. So if we go down here, we'll be barely just ahead of the rebels. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials while we wait for the FTL to recharge. Explore the asteroid field, or it's too dangerous. Also, there is a thing that could pop up here, another option. If you have specific requirements, such as if you have a special type of shield, if you have a special type of hull, if you have a special type of weapon, something could appear here that says, well, this asteroid field is dangerous, but let's up our shields with the special thing we have, and now we won't worry about it, and we'll explore it with impunity. That kind of thing happens a lot in this game. So let's explore the asteroid field. We get 4 missiles and 12 scrap, so that was very successful, no downside. We come out smelling like roses. Let's move on to the next area, barely ahead of the rebels. Mercenaries are swarming the galaxy now, knowing that their less than legal services are in demand during a period of unrest. One is waiting at the beacon, hails you. Hire the mercenary to delay the rebels for 15 scrap. Hire the mystery to scout the sector for 12, fight the ship, or you have no need for their services. They are pirates. Pirate investigator. So I am tempted to just fight them. And I think I will, because I'm not threatened by them. Mercenaries are worse than rebels. The only honorable course is to engage the mercenary in battle. Now, keep in mind, there isn't a moral choice system in this game. There aren't too many consequences to your actions beyond what you're doing right now. So, like, if I get the reputation for fighting a bunch of pirates and doing a lot of damage to them, nobody actually knows or cares. So that's something to keep in mind. The consequences are usually very restricted. I'm going to go ahead and attack their weapons again because, like I thought, they're repairing them so they could fire at me if I'm not careful. And once again, I'm only using the laser because renewable resource. You get a frantic message. Take everything we have, just don't kill us. I'll get more for killing you. So, reason why I'm not targeting their shields to make sure their shields are permanently down is because I fire 3 shots with my main gun, so I break through their shields pretty easily. The second, the other things is I'm firing at their main ship, their main controls, and their engines, because those improve your evasion rate to attacks. So I'm trying to end their evasion rate so I get a better chance of attacking when I hit. You can see my evasion rate's 20% because I have a good pilot and everything, all my systems are working. Ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap. 1 fuel, 2 missile, and 13 scrap. Not terribly useful. We're almost getting to the point where we can increase the shields in a reliable way. So let's jump, and let's head straight for the exit. Now there's an event still going to happen here, but we can use this to jump to the next sector if we want. Long-range beacon, when the FTL drives charge, you can chart the next sector. So nothing's happened except this. You arrive at the sector and are greeted by a science vessel waiting at the beacon. They hail you. We find ourselves low on fuel and have a proposition for you. If we give them 4 fuel to go as 2 drones. Not a good deal, especially since we don't have drones right now. I'm going to reject your offer. So we're going to jump ahead, and you can go to the next sector, or you can explore a little more. But because the rebels are so close, I think it's safe to say we can go to the next sector. Now from here, you can choose what sectors you want to go to. You can see what's ahead of you, but you can see from here, green is civilian, red is a hostile sector, and purple is nebula. Nebulas are dangerous. You'll see nebulas in a bit because eventually we're going to run into one. But we have 2 sectors, and they're both abandoned. But we should see what goes on in front of us. Unidentified civilian, we can't tell. They're just unidentified. Well, that's good. Eventually, here's the end, where we're going to fight the rebel fleet. So, do we go to 1 or 2? I'm going to go ahead and go with 1. Because it doesn't really matter, they're both hostile sectors. The war torn through the civilian sector. Just recently, in the few life signs that remain have begun blinking out. Rumors suggest the Lanius are responsible. Like I said, the Lanius are the new expansion race, so I don't know much about them at all. So I'm going to go to this distress beacon, then here, then the store, because once again, I want to earn enough scrap that I can buy something useful at the store. It appears the distress beacon is coming from the surface of nearby Boone. Your sensors are picking up a single life form. We go down and investigate or ignore it. I'm going to investigate. You find a colony that seems to have been recently attacked. Exploring devastation, you find a lone survivor. Invite him to join our crew, take him home to his family in a nearby planet in this system. I don't think I want him to join our crew. I don't know anything about him. He could be dangerous. Let's take him home. The family apparently owns one of the most valuable mining enterprises in the sector. There's a return their son, the patron of the family, on a substantial reward. Now, before you say, oh, well, now that I've seen that, if I play the game, I'll know exactly what to do in that situation. You are wrong. There are two main reasons why this is true. One, I may not have had a system that would have made it very easy to go through that situation. Like, the slugs, I told you, are psychic. Sometimes they can psychically probe the person that's about to come on your ship and say, okay, they're clean, or this guy's a psychopathic murderer who will kill one of your crew. Which isn't a joke, that happens. Two, these are randomly generated events. You aren't 100% certain what the chance of this happening is. This could have been a 1 in 100 chance that he happened to be like the son of a noble family. I don't know for certain. So I'm going to go ahead and continue, and we're going to jump ahead. Or that could have been something that does happen 90% of the time, and I wouldn't know. I don't know the chances. I just know that it's possible not to get that same result next time I play. Looks like we found our first Lanius ship. The Lanius ship is slowly salvaging what remains of a small research station. It's hard to say if it was abandoned or attacked by the Lanius. Now, like I said, there aren't alliances in this game. The Lanius aren't going to hate us if we attack that ship, but they aren't going to like us either. They're basically going to stay neutral unless the situation changes. So do we attack them or leave them alone? I say we're going to attack them just because I want to see what the Lanius can do. You move in and power up your weapons. Detecting the threat, they stop what they were doing and prepare for a fight. Okay, so that's their cloning bay. A cloning bay replaces your medical bay. It's different in that the medical bay can heal any of your crew that go there if they stand in the medical bay. A cloning bay doesn't heal them except when you do a jump, it heals them a tiny bit. What it'll do instead is if a crew member dies, it revives them, but with reduced stats, basically reduced specialties, like all these that you see on my characters. So I'm going to aim for their weapons, because they don't have any other weapons besides that. They don't have drones, they don't have anything else. And they have 2 guns, and I'd rather them not have them. Now you can see them charging right there, just barely. So they're going to charge pretty much the same time my gun does, so they'll get a shot off. Oops, looks like I only got through their shields, so nothing happened yet. I'm going to go ahead and burn a missile, because they have 2 guns to my 1. Nah, missile missed, but I'm not going to burn another because those are so valuable, and I don't necessarily need it because they only have 1 shield. Alright, they managed to hit me and they got fire started. Now, here's a mechanic that's very interesting, very fun, and is something you could do at home. No, it's not. It's a terrible idea. If you click here, you can open the doors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open every door that leads to this room, and I'm going to leave both of these, Kaluni and Falorix, in the weapons room. What that's going to do is going to starve the oxygen to all of these rooms, and it's going to snuff out the fire. Now, if the fire spreads, I'll have to fight it here, or I can move out and take the oxygen out of here. But what this does is this prevents my crew from having to take damage from the fire from fighting it, and keeps them safe while it gets rid of the fire. Now, I don't know if any fires are happening in their group, in their ship. I don't know anything about that, but that doesn't really matter. So you can see the red means oxygen low in these rooms, and poof, fire is out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the open all doors, close all doors. And Kaluni, I'm going to put you back in that room once it has oxygen. Meantime, keep firing. Weapons are down. Nope, they immediately repaired them back up enough. Alright, there's enough oxygen in that room that Kaluni should be fine if she goes there. Alright. You received the hail from the ship, followed by a crude translation device spurting, stop, stop, stop. Accept their offer of 3 missiles, 1 drone, and 12 scrap. I think we're going to accept their surrender. So we got the missiles back that we spent. They didn't deal us much damage, and I think that was okay. So let's go to the store and see what we can buy with 100 scrap. Bustling with activity, browse their wares. Okay, they have a heavy laser, which is 1 shot for 2 damage. A hull laser, which is 2 shots for 1 damage, 2 times on 2 times damage on systemless rooms, and an ion blast. Ion weapons can disable systems without causing hull damage. It'll fire one shot, but it'll do 1 ion damage. For every 1 point of ion damage, 1 power bar is removed from the target system and it is then locked for 5 seconds, preventing repowering. If an ion weapon hits shields, the damage is automatically applied to the shield system. So these are very useful. Using these well can really dramatically destroy a ship because you are temporarily disabling very key systems. And notice how it lasts for 5 seconds and the charge time is only 4. So you can keep one system completely down if you do this well enough. We can also get augmentations of a repair arm. Repairs your hull every time you collect scrap, reduces scrap collected by 15%, and the FTL jammer, which we saw before. Page 2, Lysandra the Lanius. These anaerobic beings seem friendly enough. They drain oxygen from rooms and slow movement but no damage from lack of oxygen. So that's a very interesting effect. You can, in theory, just not have oxygen in your ship if you have a crew full of Laniuses. And I think the same is true. No, the Rockmen need to breathe. There is a race that just doesn't need to breathe. And here's the NGs. NGs repair speed is doubled, but their combat damage inflicted is half. I really like NGs. They are very useful, but you can't have a crew full of them unless you have a way to defend your ship with drones or something. So we could get a crew member or we could get a weapon. I think we're good with 4 crew members at the moment. Crew members are a nice bonus, but I rarely go for them specifically unless I have a specific strategy I'm working for. So I think I'm going to go with the Ion Blast. Now this is going to require 3 power. So that means we're going to have to upgrade our weapon system for more maximum power, and we're going to have to upgrade our actual power. So this is going to be a big investment for us, so we're not going to get the benefit of it right away. Let's fix our hull. Buy fuel, because every time we jump with FTL, we need fuel. And you can sell your equipment. If you will find cargo, augments, drones, weapons, you'll find all of these things, and you can sell them here. Ion Blast does not take ammo, by the way. It works just like a regular beam weapon. So right now it's not charged. What I could do is turn off both of my guns and charge only the Ion Blast. But like it said, it doesn't deal damage. So I'd rather have both my other weapons charged that do deal damage. I'm going to go ahead and open, which only doesn't open the outside hull ones, it just opens everything else, because that's going to rearrange the oxygen in the ship a little bit. So let's close and jump. You usually want to start with all your systems closed, FYI. So let's go north. Actually, let's go here, then here, then here, then here. A little roundabout, but it'll put us a little further ahead of the rebel fleet in case something happens. A merchant ship is docked with the Lanius transport. Your message to them, see if they need any help. Turns out they've been studying Lanius' ability to reshape metal. Let's inquire about the process. They respond, we haven't the foggiest idea how it works. They appear to meld parts of their body with metal and reshape it. They have been willing to demonstrate their ability if you have some extra metal to convert it into something. Oh, wow, this is really cool. So you could give them scrap for a random augmentation, a weapon, or a drone schematic. Unfortunately, we just spent all our scrap, so I'm going to have to decline. So that's a good thing to note. If you're in a Lanius area, you might want to keep some extra scrap on hand in case that comes up. You can get a really cheap, really awesome augmentation that way. Charts indicate the location of small skirmish over a military facility on nearby moon. Oddly, scans pick up no sign of debris from either battle or station, yet another area sucked dry by the Lanius. So, apparently they just kind of come in and take everything, but it all kind of disappears. Weird. Federation science craft is docked with a few Lanius ships. Hail them, see what's going on. Greetings, we've been attempting to understand our region's newest visitors, the Lanius, although we have been making little headway in deciphering their language. Ask if they have anything to help your mission. There should be some extra junk metal in our cargo bay. You thank them and transfer scrap and prepare to move on. So, nothing too exciting there. Now we need to head south, well, as south as you can understand on a star thing. An image of some weak and hungry humans comes on your screen. Those metal bastards think they can absorb half our engines and leave us here to die? Hope you understand we need to take your ship by force. Intruders on board. Some intruders have entered our ship, so let's teach them a lesson, shall we? Kaluni is going to fight them in the engine room, but she can't do it alone. Alright, so they have the advantage because they were able to move and get here first. That's okay. We should make some progress. Alright, let's move away. We're gonna go all the way to the, we're gonna be into the first aid room. And because they've taken out enough of our engine room, that happens. Engines are now critical. We can't do much about that, but that's okay, because they left only one person in the weapons room. Oh, well, the rest showed up. But that's fine. We should be more than healthy enough to take them on in a fair fight. And yes, they're basically punching each other. So that's 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead. So what I'm going to do now is move everybody around so they can repair parts of the ship. We really need to repair the oxygen quickly because we are losing oxygen very fast. Alright, oxygen's fixed. Head in there to repair that. And once that gets done, I'm going to show you a different feature that is with this expansion. I'm going to move Jones here back to shields. Philorix is going to be in the weapons room, and Kalunia is going to be in the engine room. Now, I'm not going to keep them there because they need healed, but once they're there, I'm going to say save current positions. Position saved, head to the first aid room, and they need to be healed up. This is important to do in between because right now, the game is essentially paused. There's nothing else that's happening in the world of Rebels and everything like that. So now I'm going to click return crew to save positions, and they automatically move back to their normal positions that I had them in. Very cool. That was a new feature. So let's go ahead and go to the store. I think we can go from there to there to there to the exit safely, which is the main feature. You need to do this safely. Arrive at the empty space station, no doubt abandoned due to the Lanius threat. Life signatures are detected at the ship depot, and you spot a few crude signs stating everything must go. So, we have Maxwell, Graffin, and Teledrin. Now, Maxwell is a mantis. The mantis' disregard for individual lives led to their evolution as a vicious warrior race. They inflict 1.5 times damage in combat, they move 1.2% faster, 1.2 times faster, but they're halved at repair speed. Very useful if you use a strategy of invading the enemy ship, or you need someone to defend yours. Drone control crew teleporter, which is what you use to invade enemy ships. Mind control, that's nifty. Now we have drones here, and weapons down here. Nion charger can charge multiple times, giving it additional projectiles. Shots per charge is 1, and you can charge up 3 shots. That's kind of cool. Charged weapons can be charged multiple times to generate more firepower. You can save time and fire the weapon prematurely, but it will have fewer shots ready as a result. So that's really cool. I didn't know about that. I think that's a new thing. Pretty certain that's a new thing. So I'm just going to repair up, buy some fuel, and we're going to head on our way. So let's go to the distress beacon. Yes, I still haven't upgraded my weapons and stuff. I need more materials, though. The Mantis ship in the system looks like its distress beacon is malfunctioning, likely due to Lanius ship mining their hull and subsystems. Doesn't look like the Mantis ship will last much longer. Do I leave them or attack Lanius? Let's attack Lanius. Lanius didn't seem to notice you yet, but they will. Launching into the fray, you target Lanius vessel. So they haven't noticed me yet, so hopefully that means they're not charging their weapons? I don't think so. It doesn't look like they are. Nope, they're charging. Better get a weapon shot on their weapons as soon as I can. They got my O2, so I'm gonna send Clooney and Philorix to fix that. But because they only have that one gun, my shields are no longer in danger. So return to your positions, and I'll keep firing on their weapons. Shield's going up. Shield skill is going up, I should say, for Jones there. Alright, we keep firing like this, and there's no possibility of losing, as long as we hit often enough, I should say. Alright, weapons are completely down, so I think we should attack their engine room so they don't get any ideas about running away. And then one more on their weapons, and we should be good to win. There's something to be said about, in this game about timing your attacks, and it becomes extremely important when you have more specialized weaponry than I do. The ship explodes, leaving behind a collection of useful scrap material, and let's contact the Mantis. The mantis hiss and click, angry at being saved and angry at themselves for needing to be saved. They part ways with some scrap metal, but that is no longer attached to their hull, and a few missiles they can no longer use. But we can, apparently. So we're at 68 scrap, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to consider it. You can see exactly what you need to upgrade this system. So we need 50 to upgrade the system, then we need 20 at least twice to upgrade our power enough to use it. So we need shields and we need weapons. To get more weapon system power, we need 125 plus 35. That would make it 160 scrap just for the weapon system. What I think I'm going to do is I'm not going to charge my Optimus missile very much, which will be because the Ion Blast will sort of take its place as my shield piercing ability. That said, I only need 2 power now, which is going to use 85 system scrap. So I need 85 scrap for that, I need 50 for that, and I need a lot for that. So I'm going to start saving up my scrap a lot more. But we can't gain an advantage just yet from using our scrap on the system, so I'm not going to. Uh-oh. Appears to be some sort of research station near a pulsar, although it's hard to tell since a portion of it has been melted. Landing ship has been working on it and moves in to intercept you, totally oblivious to the threat of the EM pulses. So, EM pulses, you're close to a pulsar. Periodic waves of electromagnetic energy will disrupt your shields and drones. Thankfully, we're not using drones. What's that? A hacking, bay. Oh! Hello, Mr. Hacking Drone. Cannot be targeted. Hacking drone. System hacked. Medbay. Damages crew. So apparently it adds a negative effect to a specific room if you attach a hacking drone to it. Interesting. I hadn't run into these. This is actually my Ion Pulse Imminent. That should shut off the drone too, but it'll also shut off many of our power. Much of our power. English good. So our weapons are now fried. But so is their hacking, their shields, and their weapons. Now my missiles are still active, so I think I'm going to fire a missile at their weapons, just to be sure, and to deal enough damage. That said, we should get power in 3, 2, 1. Back to burst laser. And I'm going to use a burst laser on their engine, I think. Alright, this time we lost shields and doors. An image of a silent Millennius captain appears on your monitor. Images of well-filled cargo hold follow. You come to the conclusion they are trying to barter for a ceasefire. Do we accept? No. I think I can get more from you. By killing you. Yes, it's cold. But this is FTL. You're in the cold, cold dark of space. Alright, they managed to get some damage on us before they died, but we got way more scrap for doing so. So, we need... Ship is in danger. Oh, the Ion Pulse must count as danger, so let's fly away before it can fire again. Whew, that was close. Right at Long Range Beacon. There's a black market hub here. These are dangerous times. If you have extra military-grade explosives, we will gladly pay for them. So I can sell my missiles for scrap, but I don't want to. I need my missiles. If they wanted drone parts, that'd be different. So let us give ourselves 2 shields and 2 more power bars. So every time you get 1 row, the amount of scrap you need to increase the power increases. So now that we have that, you'll see that we now have a second level of shields. This means it takes 2 shots, no matter what damage they are, to break the shields, which is good. I like that a lot. Next sector. Mantis Homeworld or Uncharted Nebula? Let's go to the Mantis Homeworld, because like the thing said, although it may be hostile, Mantis, a homeworld specifically, has a chance for special quests that you can complete. You've entered a poorly charted area of the space that is known to be home to the Mantis. Ensure your hull plating is up to scratch and that you have enough fuel and tank to make it through. Alright, only place we can go is Distress Beacon. You arrive at the Distress Beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship that pirate markings particularly crushed between 2 large rocks. Partially crushed. It must have been illegally mining in the belt. Do we try to dislodge it by shooting rocks, or destroy it and loot the ship? They're just pirates. I think we'll try and free them. Take a few careful shots, but you expose a mineral patch to the rocks that react violently to your weapon. A shockwave forces you back as the debris pelts you against your hull. When you regain control of your ship, there's not much left of the ship. Oh, we got 2 damage to our hull and lost some scrap. Owie. And our engines need repair. But we're alive, so that's good. Let's get some more repairs in there so we can do it faster. And they both get the repair skill. You actually only get a bonus when you actually level up the skill, I believe. So far we don't have anybody with any skills yet, but they're getting close. It's a slow process. So let's head down here. The only thing in Beacon offers a view of dead space and brief respite from battles. For some, this is a welcome refuge. Alright, let's head down here. Your world all of a sudden changes. The Mantis are on board your ship. Intruders on board. Oh, wow. 4 Mantis. This is bad. I'm gonna send everybody I can to the med bay. Alright, so we've got 4 Mantis all in the shield room. I need everybody there. They're going to deal a ton of damage, so do not be afraid to run. Alright, move. No, no, no. No, no, no. Oh, that was close. Almost lost a member for a crew. I forgot the med bay can only handle 3 people. Alright, let's send you there and you there so you can get healed. It's almost always best to fight intruders to your ship in the med bay, because that gives you an opportunity to be healed while they aren't. Now, I'm going to start repairing the shield just to be useful, but this is where the real fight's going to happen. I'm going to let him destroy the system as much as he wants, because destroying the system isn't a threat to me right now, because I'm not fighting a ship or anything. Now you see, I no longer can see the entirety of my ship. That's because they damaged my sensors. It's a thing that happens. It's one of the things that your sensors are used for, is detecting your own ship's status. Come on, guys, repair up. Alright, so Roscoe, head back to the pilot chair. Jones, you're doing good. Philo, go back to the weapons room. And I think we're solid. Everybody's at full health, everything's repaired, minimal hull damage. Let's move on. I'm gonna go to here, then this door. Same reason as usual, don't go to the store right away. Who knows, the Mantis would venture so close to a sun? Perhaps it's more of a challenge? Alright, so what's going on here? You're too close to a star. Solar flares will light the ship on fire. Shields will reduce this effect. Now, they also have shields, so they're gonna have the same reduced effect we do. I think I'm going to go ahead and use a missile on their shield so that when it's ready, it'll reduce their shields and they'll get more affected by the solar flare. But the Mantis have a tendency to attack your ship directly with their crew. So let's put 2 crew members in there to defend it, and we should win. In theory. Okay, lots of things just happened at once. Philo needs to run. Kaluni needs to run. Oops, Kaluni actually can kill him. We all took a lot of damage there from when that hit the engine system. Let's put Kaluni over there to heal. I'm not terribly worried about my evasion at the moment. Let's fire another burst laser there. I'm being a little too conservative with my missiles, so I'm going to go ahead and hit their shields again. Alright, did it hit? I can't, oh, my weapons are damaged. Hit their weapons with the missile this time. Alright, back to your stations, folks. Uh-oh. Put out the fire. Need more repairs. I'll hit their weapons again. Ah, Philo took a hit. My weapons went out. And my hull is pretty severely damaged. This is not a thing that can keep happening. They are really going nuts with those missiles. And your FTL drive doesn't charge unless someone's in the pilot seat. So that's important to note. Ship explodes, leaving behind I got stuff. See, the FTL drive still has to charge, especially since this keeps happening. Alright, so everybody repair up as much as you can. I'll try and snuff out any fires I can find on my end. Alright, so you two need to go to the med bay. Roscoe needs to go to the med bay as well while he's healing up. I mean, while he's Well, the drive is charged up, I should say. But we're gonna still get at least one more fire before everybody can get out. Alright, back to your stations. Ah, just barely couldn't do it in time. So, Kaluni over here. And open all doors. Let's get that fire out. Ah, it damaged the oxygen. That's bad. Close doors. Open doors, close doors. Now open. I need to make it so oxygen can flow into this room, even though the oxygen system's damaged. Once she has that repaired, we should be able to go. Hopefully it won't fire another pulse. Alright, let's get out of here while we can. I'll move Kaluni back to where she needs to go afterwards. The rebels are already here. The crew braces for impact, but none comes. The sensors report that unmanned rebel supply ship is malfunctioning and is stuck in vending mode. For a little scrap, you can take your pick. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Now I can get emergency respirators. Crew take half damage from low oxygen, or long-range scanners. Adds additional info about nearby beacons on the star map. Then there's, of course, the clone bay, crew teleporter, drone thing, and there's no other... There's no other list. I think we need to repair. I'm going to repair all the way. It's going to take all my scrap. It's going to kind of suck. But in the meantime, I'm going to let the oxygen flow because we're really low on it. Kaluni and Roscoe, you need to heal up just a tiny bit. But while I'm waiting, I might as well. Alright. Everybody go back to your positions. Alrighty. Everything is solid. Let's get you there. Oh, I keep forgetting to put power back into the engines as opposed to medbay. I keep forgetting that I should be micromanaging the medbay power usage, which is a strategy I've learned from watching other people play this game. No! That was bad. If you click on this twice, it opens the outside doors too. I didn't know this. So I'm going to wait for everything to close back up. And yes, these all have hotkeys. A lot of things in this game does. So it's good to know your hotkeys. Alright, I think that's enough oxygen for now. It'll fill up on its own as we go. Let's go ahead and go to the distress beacon. As soon as you arrive with the distress signal, shots are fired about your ship. It's a trap! Alright, so we are dealing with pirates. And as you can see, we're starting to deal with more and more ships that have more than one shield, which means we're starting to run into an issue. We need our new weapons, but we're really low on scraps. We need to make up for it somehow. We broke through their shields, but didn't do any damage to anything. And we lost one of our shields because they're missiles. So I'm going to fire a missile at their shields. There. I dealt enough damage to their shields that I should be able to deal significant damage to the ship now. Ow, missile. Yeah, we're taking more damage than I'd like. Alright, shields are back up. Well done, Jones. Boom, shields back up super quick. Very well done. Alright, fire on the shields next, because they're still managing to get 2 shields even though they still need to repair it. So that's bad. Enemy ship appears to be powering FTL. I say thee nay. And down you go. Alright, we got 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 29 scrap. Lots of scrap. Very good. Everybody good? Jones, you need to be healed up a bit. Alright, there you go. Done. Here, store, there, exit. Cool. A mantis female comes on the vid screen. The females don't have any authority unless they're particularly vicious. You power the weapons. Alright, so we need to take out their weapons with a missile shot and a laser shot. I'm not going for their shields until I know I'm safe from their weapons. Alright. Let's get Roscoe and Jones in there. Alright, weapons are severely damaged, but their shields are still up. Uh-oh. Roscoe, heal up. Alright, Jones, you heal up too. Alright, we managed to hurt their shields a little bit. Let's go back to their weapons. Roscoe, go back to where you're supposed to... Everybody go back to where you're supposed to be. I should be able to punch through their shields enough to damage their weapons. Not enough. Darn it. Just keep firing, though. We have the advantage. They can't fire any of their weapons yet. Alright, now we go for their shields. Because they're probably busy repairing their weapons. Yep, but they have been repairing their shields. One more shot to their shields. Hopefully we'll do it. They got a shot off, but luckily my shields ate all of it. Let's fire a missile. It'll finish them off. Alright. Now, do we have enough? No. Jump on ahead. Store, then there, then exit. Identify managed trading post, da-da-da. Clone Bay backup battery provided a 3-second power boost to your reactor. Upgrades increase the boost amount. Provides 2 bonus power, provides 4 if you upgrade it. There's some drones, ion bomb, burst laser, and a breach. I don't want any more weapons because I'm already behind on improving those. So let's buy some fuel and be on our way. Unmanned scout ship. It's starting to power up its FTL, so we need to missile its main, its engine room right away. Or pilot room, I should say. You notice the drone's not dealing any damage to my shields. That's because it's not... The type of drone it is isn't a... it's a laser drone, in that laser drones do not hurt shields, but they deal a ton of damage to your ship if the shields are down. That's one of those things I mentioned where you have to be... I didn't hit their engine. Enemy FTL is still charging, and I'm an idiot, and they could get away. Alright, it's damaged. Jump imminent. No! Missile. Got it. Okay, hopefully that should do it. Lasers are one of those weapons that you have to have a lot of really good timing to make it work right. Come on, one more shot. Yes! Got him. Ship breaks apart, we get stuff. Alright, let's head for the exit. Orange beacon. System pirate ship pursuing a civilian ship. Let's aid the civilians. Alright. We don't need missiles because their shields are super weak. So let's just aim straight for the weapons and make sure they can't shoot us. Oh, right. Jones. Go back to the shield room. They broke through our shields but didn't do anything else. So that must be how weak their gun is. Yep, it's only 2 shots. So I should, but as long as I keep their weapon damage, they don't have this ion gun, whatever type of it is. The ion gun is the only reason why they could deal damage to me, I think. Let's just keep firing on their weapons. You can turn on auto fire, which I'm going to do just to show. It'll mean it'll fire as soon as it's ready, and I don't need to queue up anything. Turn it off because I don't need it. And Pirate Scout is done. Alright, let's contact the civilian ship. They respond, it's a good thing you came when you did. We'd be dead now otherwise. I'm a shipwright and I'd like to give you something to help you. I'd like to help you like you helped me. Captain offers to install a piece of equipment on your ship. We got 16 scrap and breach missiles. Now, breach missiles are ignore shields because they're missile, and they do 4 damage, and they also can breach, which causes hull damage that bursts on that specific area, so it makes it so that area loses oxygen. It could also cause fire in that area, and it can also stun anybody in that area. Breach missiles are very powerful. Twice the damage of our Artemis missiles, only 1 missile per shot, and all those effects all at once. Very powerful. Not going to use it right away. Ship. Put 2 in power. 2 in weapon power, and we should be good. So now, if I want to use Ion Blast, I can't because I don't have enough power. So we still need to get more power on our ship. Meantime, next sector. Looks like we're going to a civilian sector. Welcome to new sector. Well, let's go up. Mantis ship. Oh dear, they have lots of shields, so I need to missile their shields right away. And Mantis on board. I'll send Roscoe there. So I'm not firing the burst laser until I know the missile connects. There we go. And I'm going to fire the burst laser afterwards. Alright, see, that's a breach. We'll deal with that in just a second. So send those 2 folks in. Let's send another missile in. Take out their shield as much as we can. And fire on their weapons. Good. We needed to take out those weapons pretty badly. Alright, everybody heal up. And I shouldn't have any more need for missiles at the moment. Alright, their weapons are completely down. Let's focus on their shields because they're getting repaired too quickly. And Roscoe back in the pilot seat. Jones back to where you belong. Ah, the shields are completely back up. I need to use this. Alright. Awesome. We have enough for power. So that means I can start readying the Ion Blast. And it's time to jump. We need to start getting enough scrap so we can repair at a shop. Welcome to Uncle Joe's Fix-It Shop. Need a tune-up? Got you covered. Offer to upgrade the oxygen system in exchange for scrap, so they could make my oxygen system better, but I don't have any scrap. So that's cool, I've never seen that before. Let's put that back on engine. Let's head out. Advanced automated rebel ship. Attack the automated ship. Oh, it is a cloaking ship. So this means we can't actually target anything until the cloak drops. We can prepare our weapons, and we can't even prepare and power our weapons until we have a target. So this is bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to target their cloak ion, and I'm going to target their weapons with burst laser. In the meantime, oh, I need to repair that bad. Ion Blast. Oh, that hit my entire crew, too. Oh, come on! System is completely broken? Come on, guys. Repair, repair, repair. You two. Repair medbay. Because we're gonna need it. Oh, come on, guys! I need both of you in the engine room. Breach now. Philo, breach room. I might need to enable auto fire at this rate. Our hull is critical. This is bad. Oh god. Everybody. Medbay. Don't want to lose you. Yeah, the auto fire should do its job right now. And we stop their cloaking for now. Alright, everybody back to your stations. Ah, we didn't stop their cloaking for long enough, though. Close. Alright, we dealt enough damage to their weapons, though. Come on, Ion Blast. Alright, shields are starting to weaken. Alright, we got their cloak. Look how fast that fires, though. This is when you do want auto fire. Because you just need it to keep firing as fast as it can. And it's not something you want to micromanage if you don't have to. Back to cloaking. Which means they'll probably be able to repair their weapons enough for one more shot. And their shields, of course. Even the speed of the weapons that you're firing needs to be taken into effect when you're considering timing when you attack an enemy ship. Come on. Just one more burst laser. Yes! Got them now. And that is the power of Cloak. And we got an anti-ship beam drone. Something we don't necessarily need because we're not using drones, but we can sell it. Alright, we're moving on. Uh-oh. A forward of the rebel fleet. Powering up their FTL. Alright, so let's do our best to take out their engine room. Alright, their drone won't go through my shields at all, so I just have to protect my shields. Alright, we hit their engine room, so their FTL is delayed. Let's see if we can't hit their weapons. Oxygen, go repair. Oh, this is bad. One more missile shot and I'm dead. Just everything there. Everything. Come on, guys. Oh, get a hit. Get a hit. Alright. Okay, back to your positions. What? The drone blocked the ion shot! I didn't know that could happen! They got away. Fleet pursuit doubled after one jump. This is bad. We need to move forward quickly. Oh no! A supergiant Class M star. And a pirate's after me. Damn pirate. I don't have time for you. I need your weapons gone. Oh, one more hit. That's all I can handle. Come on. Alright. Come on, tell me that disabled it. Solar flare. No, a missile! Oh, it hit me! And I'm gone! No, the final haven falls! Oh, one last explosion marks your fate as your ship is torn apart. Oh, let's go to our stats. Alright, so that wasn't even in my top 4 because easy mode... Sorry, easy mode allowed me to get Sector 8. So, but that's only with the Kestrel. Then I also have the NG Cruiser, the Slug Cruiser, and the Rock Cruiser. So I didn't do well. None of my crewmates managed to make it in the crew records. The session stats: 13 ships defeated, 40 beacons explored, 436 scrap collected, 4 screw hired. Well, I didn't do well. I can't say I'm happy with that, but this is one of those games you have to practice a lot, get better, and start figuring out the logic of how to work it. And I hope to try and do more so of that. So I don't know if this is going to be the first episode of a longer series. I don't know if this is something you folks want to see. I might do some more of it, but I had fun. It was great seeing the new content the expansion has, and I will be playing whether or not I record some. Maybe I'll stream, maybe I'll record, I don't know. But this has been great fun. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.